Every day at Sierra, you'll find top brand apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. And during clearance time at Sierra, those incredible prices are 40 divided by 2.5, carry the 1, even lower. And when you shop clearance at Sierra, you can save a whole lot more on everything you need to get active and outside. That's a lot of saving. Epic brands, vast selection, teeny tiny prices. That's Sierra. Visit your local Sierra store today or shop online at Sierra.com.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Tap the banner to learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
This is Optimal Health Daily, the best life and training advice I received from a homeless man. Part 2 by Roger Lawson of RajLawFitness.com. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik, your narrator of blogs covering health and fitness. I read to you from some of the most popular blogs out there, with permission from the authors, of course. Today's post is actually a continuation from yesterday, so if you're new here or skipping around, definitely check out yesterday's episode first. But for those of you ready to push on, well, first, let me give you some inspiration before we press on. Quote, "We deem those happy who, from the experience of life, have learned to bear its ills without being overcome by them." Juvenal, Roman poet who lived in the 2nd century AD. All right, now we can get to part 2 and continue optimizing your life. The best life and training advice I received from a homeless man. Part 2 by Roger Lawson of RajLawFitness.com. Scale back. Don't expect to jump right to the end goal the first time you're attempting something. That's similar to trying to face and defeat the final boss of a video game within 5 minutes of picking up the controller. It sounds good in theory, but in reality, you'll get smashed like a warm cookie you forgot was in your back pocket before sitting down, making you less likely to try again in the future. Start as small as possible. Make the barrier for winning so low that you can't help but crush it. As you rack up those wins, improve, and become more confident, push yourself further away from your comfort zone in doses that you can handle. If you're still a bit scared, then that's good. You're right where you need to be. This isn't meant to dampen your enthusiasm or a kind way of saying that you're not capable, but a preemptive strike to make sure that you only push forward when your experience has prepared you for it. Embrace the suck. You know that sinking feeling you get in the depths of your stomach when you're trying something new, different, and out of your norm? I won't promise that it will go away, but I will promise that you'll get better at handling it the more you take action. Expect to be weaker than you want to be on certain exercises. Expect for your writing to be a bit lame when compared to the ideal in your head. Expect to have a few less than spectacular days as far as eating goes as you begin to get your diet together. It might not be the absolute worst feeling in the world, but no matter what your goals are, there's no way around this step. You have to be willing to go to that dark and sometimes terrifying place where the gap between the current you and where you want to be is larger than Godzilla's pants, if he wore them. This is the same place Frodo goes when he puts on the One Ring, the place of doubt any hero goes as he sets off on his quest, and that's okay. You will stumble, you will feel like you messed up, and you will want to call it quits at some point. Do not let this stop you. Be kind and forgiving of yourself as you move forward, always remembering this. Where you are is just that, a starting point, not where you're destined to end up. Feedback is your homie. Aim for progress in ways that are measurable, apply specifically to your situation, and get you excited to continue moving forward. Keeping it as fun as possible along the way helps too. Let both your experience and results guide you. If you need to stay at a certain level while you figure out your next move, then so be it. Don't limit yourself to what you've always done. Be open to trying new techniques, tactics, and experimenting with different ways of thinking as you move forward. Speaking of thinking differently, my friend and fellow trainer David Delanave has based his entire business on helping people break out of the typical strength training mold. And if you want, he has a free book that you can check out. Act. All of this is useless without action. We're either going to wish, dream, and hope that the things we want will magically appear in our lives, or we're going to decide to work for them. After all the planning, plotting, and pontificating is done, action is the only thing that can save you. Always has been and always will be. As my friend and mentor Alan Aragon so eloquently put it, A life spent chasing dreams that never come true is better than a life spent running away from dreams that could have. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled, The Best Life and Training Advice I Received from a Homeless Man by Roger Lawson of RajLawFitness.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. Right now, there's a talented person out there who could take your company to the next level. Do you want to hope they see your job post before your competitors? Or do you want to match with them with Indeed sponsored jobs? Sponsored jobs boost your post for quality candidates so you can reach the exact people you want faster. I love that Indeed speeds up hiring. When I've hired in the past, the process was overwhelming. I wish I'd used Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed. Sometimes I just don't have the time or brain space for proper grocery shopping. With a long commute, shopping for groceries is the last thing I want to do. That all changed with Hungry Root. It's the easiest way to get healthy. Just tell them what you like, don't like, and your goals, and Hungry Root fills your cart with personalized recommendations. It's the perfect way to actually stick with your New Year's resolution of starting fresh with healthy eating. For my Hungry Root order, I was able to get the veggies and proteins I specifically wanted for my weekly meal prep, plus a couple sides and pre-made meals for convenience, all fresh and delivered quickly. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/OHD and use code OHD. That's hungryroot.com/OHD, code OHD, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. Dr. Neal here for my commentary. Well, how perfect was that? We got to bookend today with an inspirational quote. We had one at the beginning and we had one at the end. I really appreciated that Roger mentioned that even small goals, if you achieve them, can give you momentum. He says, start as small as possible. And sometimes folks think, well, what's the point? If I start that small, like if I only do 2 push-ups this morning, is that really going to make a difference? Yes. It may not make a physiological difference, meaning you're not going to get the chest you want just by doing 2 push-ups a day. But what will happen is you'll feel better about those push-ups. You'll feel better about the fact that you actually did them, which will then make you more motivated to do it again and again. And then maybe instead of just doing 2 push-ups, you'll do 5 or maybe 10. Or maybe, you know what? That's not so bad. I'll do 25 this morning. Well, now we can start to see some physiological changes. You've built up momentum, and soon enough, guess what? It's become a habit. So don't underestimate starting small. And so many times, because I'm into nutrition and fitness and stuff like that, people think it's easier for me, and it's not. All right, quick story, bear with me. A couple weekends ago, I was playing a brand new board game with some friends, and I was terrible at it. It was all about finding patterns in some cards, and for some reason, my brain just couldn't get it. And my friends were like, Neal, what is with you? Why aren't you getting it? It's like you're not even playing. And then I had this moment, this realization. When I think back to like my training, when I first got into the weight room, when I was just a beginner, I stunk at it. I was horrible at it. I don't even know if I could lift the bar, to be honest. And my form was terrible, and I really wanted to give up. But my buddy was holding me accountable, and so he helped teach me. And eventually, there was this one day where things clicked. Before I knew it, I surpassed my friend. He wasn't thrilled about it, but that's kind of how I start. I actually tend to start really slowly. And so for me, small wins, the fact that one day I could lift that 45-pound bar over my head was huge. When I learned to play guitar, same thing. I swear I couldn't even understand how to read tablature the first time, and that's like the easiest way to read music. And I stunk at guitar for the longest time. My form was poor, and I took lessons. But eventually, I stuck to it and something clicked. By no means am I a virtuoso, but I could say that I'm better than I was before. So I learned I'm just slow to start usually. But then if I do stick to it, something clicks, and you might be the same. So those small wins, again, don't underestimate them. That's enough out of me for today. I hope you're having a great week so far. Thank you as always for listening. I'll be back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.